to the Cradle of Sins tournament put on by the Virtual Athletics League. I am McColm or Vanlin or really whatever you want to call me, joined by my good friend and fellow caster here at the Virtual Athletic League. Virtual Athletics League. McPuffins, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm super excited, and we have our competitors coming in. Just for some background here, we got Cradle of Sins, which is a VR MOBA. They're just under a minute in. We're gonna go right to them right now.
Thing throws me off still. I haven't gotten used to it.
It
might, you well, it might correct itself here.
I've got all three are on my side.
Okay, all three are on your side? Alright, just stay under the tower.
Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wait, are you on the right? Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you over here.
And how much fun that was when this was just barely kind of a burgeoning new sort of field of gameplay. To see it come this far, through its evolution of like Dota 2 and League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm and everything else, to evolve into where it's actually a full-on VR MOBA. I mean, this is incredible.
Oh yeah, and I am definitely going to out myself with my age here, but I have played MOBAs since the original Dota mod on World of Warcraft on Warcraft 3, and just to see how far it's come is amazing. Oh, and it looks like Valknight just died, our first death.
Oh, that's well, I mean, it's only like a 10-second penalty right now for your first one. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and ultimately in this game, the death timer is not that bad. In fact, we've seen a strategy emerge among the players for when they're taking towers, they just tank it and they die, and they use that as a quicker way to recall because it's actually quicker than the recall animation, and the death chamber is not that long.
Yeah, no, it's interesting the way that they use things that are potentially supposed to be disadvantage to their advantage. But looking at the characters here, we've got kind of an interesting compilation. Okay, Val Knight's lagging out on me a little bit, but
oh, whoops, yeah, I see that lag as well. We are going to go over to He then, who is not lagging.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I mean, you look at the team. You've got Pesky going. If I'm seeing this right, it looks like he's going. Oh no, he's Hex off this time. Okay, it looked like he was running as Edward in this round, and that actually really surprised me because I've never seen Pesky go melee before.
Yeah, he tends to prefer range. It is also confusing because we have two of the skeletons Edward right now, and so you can only really tell by their nameplate which team they're on, but yeah, we will see how that plays.
No, but the other thing that I've really liked about getting to know this game, getting to like immerse myself in it over the last few weeks is, we here at Val have really put a lot of effort into bringing attention to it and to doing events for it and whatnot, has been getting into the deeper lore of this entire game. How it's not just, oh, here are your heroes, just go play. There's actually a deep backstory for every hero, for every character, everything going on. And that's something I think a lot of people overlook and underestimate the value of in any sort of game.
Oh,
but
100%.
Like this, it's super nice.
We just saw Pesky take a jungle creep right now. And so for people who don't know, when you slay a jungle camp, you get global gold for your team. And I don't know if this has been patched out or not, but they also get passive gold regeneration. So the sooner you take them out, the better you are set up for the late game.
Yeah. So it looks like, I mean, I might have just missed that, but it looks like a tower went fully down, or at least it's severely damaged.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many towers have gone down yet, but we know that one at least. I think they're all on the left lane.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it looks like only that one.
And but yeah, and so if you're not familiar with this game so far, if you're familiar with League of Legends, it has 3 lanes. Cradle of Sins has 2 lanes, just the left and right, and then Jungle Camp right in the middle. A little bit like Twisted Tree Line, if anyone's familiar, or Heroes of the Storm, which also has 2 lanes as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, generally MOBA is 2 to 3 lanes, which, and for a VR game, I can understand them wanting to keep it kind of condensed to only 2, because that is a lot that they'd have to code.
Oh, yeah. And even just having that many players in a VR match is a lot from like a technical standpoint for your network, and just all contained within the various VR headsets. It's almost like, cross-platform play, essentially.
To a degree, yeah. I mean, like I've played this on the Quest 2, which is entirely different from someone trying to play it on, like, say, the HTC Vive.
Yeah. Oh, you can see Pesky was trying to cheese the tower by just coming in and out of tower range and shooting it, but he just got hit by Edward, and Edward's chasing him right now. We know that once you're in melee... Oh, I think he killed him with the boulders.
Yeah.
Insane. That is great. Yeah, Pesky was telling us how he was exploiting the environment was something a lot of players didn't really know about, and looks like he managed to pull a sneaky one right there.
Well, I mean, that's a sign of a good player. I mean, this is why he was at the final tournament that the developers put on months ago.
Yeah, this is not his first time playing competitively in Cradle of Sins, which is crazy for an early access game.
Yeah, and I mean, he's showing everyone up here. But again, that's pesky. That's not to be. That's just kind of to be expected.
Oh yeah, it looks like Val Knight went down again. Now, for people who are unfamiliar, so in this game, you don't build items, you build potions, and you combine them, and you can take combined potions and combine them further, and essentially that acts as your first tier, second tier, third tier items. They're all essentially just stat boosts, but they get insane.
Yeah, and from the times that I've played, I mean, that was one thing that I didn't understand at first, and that's what really kind of screwed me over when I was playing to like try and figure it out, because it's like, you know, I see everyone else progress, and it's like, how are they doing this much damage and I'm not? Like, the potion system, as good as it is, it's very, I don't know, it's easy to overlook. I'll just put it that way.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know, you're loading into the game, you're already facing the lanes, and the potion creation area is right behind you. Like, I literally ran past that the first several times I played this game.
Yeah, same here. So it's an
wait, that's the Nexus Tower. Pesky's gonna end this game.
Wait.
Yeah, that's the final tower. Yeah, you can even see the spawn point. Oh, but he just fell. Okay, Val Knight saves his Val Knight staves the end of the game off.
For now, anyway.
For now.
But he's got an 18-second timer here, so it's yeah.
Yeah, not a short timer. I mean, not a long time.
Oh, he's just dropping one potion after another like he knows everything that he... Well, I mean, he does know everything he's doing here. It's pesky. He lives in VR, so...
Exactly. And so we didn't get a chance to flash the team names, but Pesky Cashew asked his team name to be the Zoomers because they were going for a cheesy max movement speed build. And you can definitely see it showing.
Right. I remember that in the Discord now.
Oh man, he is moving so quickly. He is looking to just end this game. Oh, he's gonna just face tank it. 0 minions. He's gonna pull an Expeke right now. Oh wait, no, this isn't the final tower. It kind of looked like it, but oh wait, no, it is. That is the final tower. Yeah, he's just pulling an Expeke.
Oh, and they're just barely now getting fortifications up.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't need no minion wave. Oh, okay, yeah, they finally caught on. They're trying to stifle him, but it might be too late. He's just running like a madman. Absolute wizard Sonic right here.
Wizard Sonic, that's a good way to describe it.
Exactly. Ooh, walls went up.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go hella fast. And so for people who don't know, in this game, you have to buy weapons, and that actually unlocks your abilities. So there's no leveling in this game. It's simply income and buying equipment. Oh, and Pesky just went down again. He keeps trying to rush this solo, and it's working, honestly. And the death timer is really not that long. It's not punishing him enough. I think he can just keep suiciding into this tower and just win like that. Val Knight is forced on the defensive completely.
Oh yeah, no, Pesky's definitely the one in the superior advantage or position right now. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and so in this game you have 4 potion slots, as you can see in front of him. I think he just built his final item, so he's at full build and he's at the strongest he's ever going to be in this game.
And just look at him move. I mean, my gosh.
Oh, that is madness. Usain Bolt running over here.
Seriously.
Yeah,
it's interesting though the difference in the teams here, because you've got Pesky, who was obviously going to go range. That's how he plays. But then you've got 2 melee on his side, where you've got the exact opposite on the other side. You've got only the 1 ranged and or you've got the 2 ranged and the 1 melee.
Exactly. Oh, and they have 1 health left on their tower. Well, like 1 crystal tower, which has like maybe 2 hits in it.
They are good. They just won.
And the match is done.
That was fast.
Insane.
That was really fast.
Wow,
Oh.
what a match. That was like, what, 5 minutes or something like that?
If that. I mean, my gosh, I was expecting at least like 10.
Yeah, for real. Is Pesky really living up to his team's name, the Zoomers? He just zoomed right in there, and, the Bread team, win or die trying, they certainly died trying.
They gave it a valiant effort.
Yeah, but luckily they have a chance to redeem themselves, and hopefully they can come up with a counter strategy for this extreme movement speed build. As we are going to be doing a best of 5, I believe.
I thought we were going round robin on this one because we have the third team that came in kind of. Yeah. So I'm being told by the voice in my head that we're going round robin because we had a third team. Like one of those challengers years in Smash Brothers just kind of show up like, hey, we're good to go today.
So, yeah.
Kind of have to throw
Yes.
things around a little on the fly here. But so if you're looking at Pesky's screen, look at the score breakdown here, or at least the goal accumulation. I mean, you had
Crimson team.
Ninjutsu didn't even get 1,000 gold. I mean,
22. That is 20-2. That is insane.
Yeah, just a bit. I mean, this is like.
You can just see the point disparity too.
Well, I mean, I don't want to belittle or disrespect Val Knight in any way when I'm saying this, but my gosh, this is like throwing a kindergartner up against Mike Tyson.
Oh, 100%. You can see the gold difference. You can see the enemy. You can see Coral team is basically full build, while Crimson team just has like 3 items total, like half of what one of them has. It's like it's just not fair.
Yeah, that's just insane. But then again, like we said, this is Pesky. This is what we're used to from seeing from him. I mean, this is why he's at like every single VR event, because he's just that well known and that good.
Exactly. It's not just that he is amazing at Cradle of Sins. He is amazing at every VR game out there, full stop.
Yeah.
You ever see a faker, but for literally every VR esport, that's how insane he and his team are.
Yep. So while you're setting this up, though, I mean, just from your experience, because you're in our group, you're the big League of Legends guy, you're the big MOBA guy.
Oh, yeah.
So from your experience diving into this, how has this compared to something like, to League of Legends, or to like Dota 2, or anything like that?
I'd say from a main gameplay standpoint, it is very similar. You have your lanes, you have your minions, you have your items, and you have your different champions. And there's even the same amount of towers, like one outer, one inner, and then like the Nexus. The only thing it's missing is like inhib towers and all that kind of stuff. From actually playing it, I'd say it is like very different, which you definitely want. A lot of champions, some of them are like really tanky and they just like run at you, and then there are these really mobile champions which like jump over walls and do these crazy dodges and teleports, and you would just throw up in your VR headset. And so I'm glad they don't have any of that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that was one thing when I was talking with people about the game and just kind of getting, putting out notice about it and getting people to, learn about it. Some people who tried it came back and said that it gave them motion sickness, which is not an uncommon complaint in VR. So it's not something that you can specifically attribute to this game. But the craziness of some of these characters could contribute to that in some cases. And it's good to see that it's not universal here, and that anyone who tries this game is going to have that happen. It's just really character dependent.
Definitely. And just, it's one of those barriers that VR still needs to get past. I know a lot of games have implemented smart tools to reduce motion sickness, like blurring the edges, but the reality is some people are just always going to deal with that.
Yeah. So it looks like we're setting up for the next team here. We've got Cashew and Axis ready to go on Coral. We've got Trokduran and Crazier Rex on Crimson, just waiting for the last two to get in here. But like we've both kind of mentioned from earlier, this is really an awesome thing to see from the standpoint of I mean, both of us. Like I honestly didn't know that you started playing MOBAs when Dota on Warcraft 3 was brand new. When that was the new high. Like, because there's a decent age gap between the two of us.
Yeah.
I'm getting to this point in my life now where it's like, do these people know what I'm talking about? Am I dating myself? I mean, I run into this with my wife, who's only about 3.5 years younger than me, where there are times where I will throw something out and she's like, "What?"
Oh yeah, completely.
And so it's interesting to see this evolve from the very small, obviously square polygons of Warcraft 3 Dota to now you're actually on the front lines playing it, and this is really just an awesome step forward in this niche.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, even, I went to school for my undergraduate for game design, and even I never could have imagined that after graduating that I would be working in VR esports. Like, that literally didn't even exist before my freshman year, if you can believe that. And now we're literally casting here and watching people play one of my favorite genres in VR.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I went to school for political science. I mean, if you want to talk about a degree that has no business being in VR esports, that's probably one of them.
Yes, not to dive in too deep, but then which side who do you think Edward leans towards? Like this skeleton, melee, like eldritch person, like.
Cthulhu 2020.
Oh yes, Cthulhu. Yes, the prime political candidate.
Yeah. All right. So. Oh, so okay. So if are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm switching it over right now. He has this mapped to a T.
I know, right? This is wow.
So just for people to know, the developers have not released this information. He has straight compiled this himself. And
yeah,
so
this is the first time I've ever actually seen this.
I knew a little bit about this. I knew Pesky had it down. I figured he just memorized it, which I suppose is more impressive. I don't know what's more impressive, just knowing it or actually making a spreadsheet for this.
Well, both is really, really impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the enemy team should just stream snipe him so they actually know like the exact values of all these things.
Well, who's to say they aren't? I mean, that very well might be why he put it up here.
Honestly, yeah. It's 2020. We can all kind of expect dual monitors at this point, right?
I'm running on 3.
Damn, that is crazy. Yeah, we just gotta get split screen for VR. You just gotta have like a second set of eyes just plugged in there somewhere.
As much as I love VR, I have a feeling like just at least me personally, that would drive me insane. I don't think I could actually. I'm not sure I could actually do that. Well, just because I have a fairly high tolerance for motion sickness in VR and whatnot. You split the screens though, and I'm probably gonna struggle a bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, just an update on the teams right now. We are waiting for our final player to load in, and then hopefully we can get the match started in the next couple minutes. But for now, you're just stuck here with us.
Yep, we're just okay. It looks like is it Scroopwald?
Scroopwald. That's what I'm gonna say. Scroopwald.
It's a Scroopwald. We'll just go with that.
Exactly. These esports people, they have such crazy names, not like real sports where they have like actual real names. Though those can be a struggle sometimes too.
True, but at least in real sports, you've got a producer to kind of give you that information ahead of time to be like, okay, so this is how you pronounce it, and don't look like an idiot.
Yes.
And my source on that is that's actually my background is doing radio production. So I have dealt with many a strange name.
Oh, definitely. And while we're waiting for the game to load, like, how does broadcasting in radio compare to this relatively new media of broadcasting for esports?
Honestly, there's a lot of crossover, and this is why I really think I even had a chance of being hired here in the first place, is because of my background with working in iHeartMedia. But It's very, very similar in that there's a lot of preparation that goes into this beforehand. I mean, you and I have been practicing and learning this game just to be able to talk about it with any sort of sense of authority for weeks now, for example. Yesterday we spent, at least a couple of hours going through tech testing and everything else. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't see on our side that we have to put in to make sure that a broadcast like this goes smoothly.
Oh, definitely, especially for a small company like us, for sure. Looks like we got in character select right now. It looks like Pesky's team has completely chosen their characters, while Crimson Teen is still choosing their final two.
Yep. But to kind of finish off answering your question, though, when we actually get to something like this, it functions very much in the same capacity where, like I said, the voice in my head, we've got a producer right now telling us, okay, this is what's happening. This is the communication that's going on, clarifying things for us. And then it's just us talking. So the major difference that from my professional experience here is that we don't have commercial breaks, which I am so grateful for.
Oh, definitely.
Well, because I mean, it breaks the flow, and it also just puts an added stress on, like, you have to keep to this time. All right, it looks like we're getting into the game now.
Yeah, looks like they are loading in right now. Hopefully, we see that soon.
Yep. So I see Pesky. I'm gonna be honest. I missed who they've got. Is it?
So they are against Trogdoran.
Trogdoran. Okay, so that's who they've got streaming here.
Yes, with the teammates Crazy Rex and that one name that we struggled to say. Now, Crazy Rex is actually used to play on Pesky's team in just like normal games, and so he's quite experienced. I reckon he is the most experienced, and he might be more the team lead in this situation. Now, unfortunately, the stream for the third player, for some reason, we are having a tough time pulling it through our software, but they are streaming on Twitch, and we can definitely put that in the chat for people to see for themselves.
Yep, and I have our Twitch up there, so if anyone has any questions or anything, please feel free to shoot them in, and I will be answering them as I can get to them.
Yes, I mean, it looks like the game is just starting, and so we know Pesky really likes Hexoff, whether it's because he has a preference for range or he thinks that character is OP. I know he said that character is very strong, so that might be the main reason why.
Well, I mean, you could just see him being that strong. I mean, granted, yes, it's also Pesky. It's not like you can jump in and immediately just rock face if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. And those bolts are insane. Did you see how much damage it did to the towers? It almost took one of them down in maybe almost 5 hits. From that range, he wasn't even in tower range.
Well, and again, this just goes to he knows how to play this game. He knows the range that he can get away with. And if he's not backed up by his predators, which, again, I will forever think that these people look like Predator, these bots.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, whoops-a-daisies, that was not meant to show, but it looks like Pesky's view has actually gone black. We're not sure what is currently happening right now. Oh, okay, we actually have just found out that his game has crashed. Luckily, this has happened in the first couple minutes, and so we should be able to just safely remake the game, but that is going to be what we have to do.
Okay, so this is the one issue I have with this game, is being able to communicate with players in it. Not super easy.
No.
So productions, if we could get that message to them somehow, that would be fantastic.
Yes. Okay, it looks like we finally got the other team's camera to work. I believe we are grabbing Trogdoran's stream right now. Even though Pesky's game has crashed, the game still goes on. Unfortunately, there is no remake feature in this game, so we will be remaking it, and Trogdoran will be leaving the game in just a moment. He actually might have left just now, as the screen has just frozen. That's what I'm guessing. So back to the caster desk.
Well, and I want to clarify what you just said. It's not there's no remake option. It's that there's no rejoin option as of just yet. But they are working on that. So
yeah, it's still early access, and so there are certain features which hopefully will make it into the final game.
Well, they better make it into the final game.
Yeah, that would be really rough. I don't know. I get pretty tilted when one of my teammates leaves, and even if they rejoin, they might have set the game back far enough that they might as well have just stayed AFK.
Yeah. So we're it looks like the Coral team is back up and together, so we're just waiting for Crimson team to reassemble and get back to where they were.
Excellent.
So anyway, jumping back to our roots here, though. So I actually remember one of my favorite things to play back in Warcraft 3 days. And I still play it to this day, especially because they redid Warcraft 3, although, all sorts of issues with the Reforged edition. But
they redid Warcraft 3?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that. Huh.
Yeah, no, back in February they released Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do after this.
Yeah, man, they remade it. It's the graphics are all updated, and they did some mission updates. Like, for example, the Purging of Stratholme. They changed a few things. They added some stuff. They laid the city out to be more like what it is in World of Warcraft.
That's awesome.
And then the mission where you're invading Quel'Tha Lost with Arthas and whatnot, they redid all of that. The city's entirely different now. It's a fantastic job with this remake in a lot of
crazy.
ways, but they also screwed up in a lot of ways too. So,
yes. It's not a remake if it doesn't screw with something cherished with fans.
You and I can chat about this later. That's not what this podcast is about. But no, one of my favorite maps, and I don't know if you've ever played this, but was Spellcraft, where like your hero would grab like different elements and combine them to make abilities and spells. And they had a MOBA in that called Strife, which was a cooperative one. It wasn't a PvP one. And
that sounds familiar.
Much fun. Like my best friend and I, we still play that to this day, just because it's like one of our favorite things from growing up. I mean, we just have so many good memories. I would come down from college. I'd make a 4-hour drive just for a weekend to be able to play that on LAN with him.
Oh man, LAN parties. That was a thing of like, I think that shows our age as well. Like, there is no split screen, there is no local co-op anymore. Though I heard that like the latest Halos actually did include split screen, just because that's like the iconic game for having like LAN parties, pretty much.
Well, and you are seeing a kind of a resurgence of that. Like both of the Battlefronts, the Star Wars Battlefronts that came out, had split screen co-op.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, and like games like Diablo, for example, they're great couch co-op games, for example. So
that's great. And
like
so just an update on the Crimson team. Looks like Trokdoran is having trouble loading into the game right now, and so hopefully we're going to get that resolved soon.
Yeah. This has been one small little hiccup with this game, has just been getting into it has been a little difficult for some people. But again, this is something that they're working on. They're putting a whole lot of effort into fixing and getting taken care of, because they want the devs want this game to be a success, and as should we all. I mean, it's a fantastic game.
Exactly. And there's so many different headsets, and having to make builds for each one of them, it's like making an app for Android. You have to account for all sorts of Androids or like cross-platform play. Like, that is not just as simple as building a game for just PC or just Xbox. And so it's a big technical challenge.
Well, and we can sit here and armchair quarterback about the development team and what they're doing and everything else all day long. But when it comes down to it, everyone's job is more complicated than you think it's going to be.
Oh, 100%. I don't know about you, armchair quarterback. I am on my gamer chair. Excuse you, peasant.
I am too.
This is 2020. Who needs armchairs?
Yep. Okay, fair enough. But like, I get this all the time from my dad. Like, oh, you work in you just play video games all day for work. How hard can that be? A lot more difficult than you think.
Oh, I'd love to see him compete for like the $2 million prize pool for League of Legends or Dota, and just get trounced by these 18-year-olds.
Yeah, no, I would too. Believe me, I would too.
On a similar topic, it's like, a lot of people kind of look down at esports as like not as good, which I think there is some validity to that because it is not the same physical strain, but you cannot argue that these people do not put in like the same amount of hours, if not more, into this, and they're like very much deserving of their title as athletes.
No, I agree. I mean, yeah, they're not, necessarily always going to be professional athlete ripped and everything else because I mean, it just doesn't lend itself to that. You're not as physically active with every one of these games, but at the same time, you and I both have experience doing this. We both know how just mentally exhausting it can be after trying to go, several rounds in VR, especially.
Exactly. You get those like panda eyes from having the VR goggles on strapped to your face. It's literally a screen strapped to your face with like a heavy weight. Like that's a strain on your neck. And just moving in VR is actually more physical fitness, which is hopefully something we're trying to push more with the fitness summit we had a couple of months ago and a winter summit that we are going to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've got some really, really awesome stuff lined up for the Winter Summit. Like we can't really disclose anything yet because it's all still, in legal, and we're just securing stuff. But for anyone watching, trust me, you're not going to want to miss out on the things that we've got lining up for it because it is going to be so much fun.
Exactly.
So many good games, so many awesome things that we're working on, and even stuff like that I've talked about with our boss that we may not be able to get into the Winter Summit, but we're hopefully going to be able to get into the summer one. Stuff I found on Kickstarter that I've sent off to him that he said would be fantastic. So.
Yeah, exactly. And so just for a quick update, we are having all the teams just do a quick refresh on their computers right now. So hopefully that creates more stability. Sometimes just like some leftover cache on your computer might just be screwing with things, It's always frustrating with computers, because you're just like, just restart it. And half the time that totally works. It's like, why does this work? I don't know, but it works.
Okay, so totally random thing. But have you ever watched the British comedy, The IT Crowd?
I've heard of it, but I have not watched it.
Okay, so basic premise is that there's two guys in IT for like this multi-billion-dollar corporation, and their boss has no idea how to do IT, but she somehow got the position.
Okay.
And anytime someone calls down there, the response from both of them immediately is just, IT, have you tried turning it on and off again?
It's so true. It is the dumbest thing in the world. Well, maybe not, but it's certainly up there.
Well, and the thing is, it's just because technology is so finicky, and that just a reset will fix so many things. Okay, so it looks well. We just had I don't know what's going on with Crazy Rex. Okay, so it looks like Crazy Rex is back in. Scrubwald is in.
Nice.
We're just raiding on Trogdon.
Okay, perfect. Looking at Festi's lobby, it looks like just his team is loaded on core right now, and the Crimson team is still empty right now. But I did notice that during character select, that the different teams saw different characters on their stream when they were not locked in. And so there might be a slight discrepancy between what each other are seeing of their opponents.
Gotcha.
At least on the desktop. Something unique about this game is that the matchmaking and the out-of-game stuff is on desktop, while the actual in-game is in VR, which definitely has its pros and cons for sure. On the one hand, you have to remove your headset and put it back on, but then on the other hand, like you can actually type and use the chat here, I have seen VR keyboards before. They are hell. You ever try just play darts with a board you can't actually touch and two little giant stubby fingers just poking at keys?
Darts are an interesting thing in VR. I'm not sure that I'm not sure I'd be able to do that because I already have a hard enough time being able to gauge drop and everything else outside of VR.
Yeah, honestly, and in VR, archery is such a common genre, and it's a fun one, but I am so bad at it, and I've done archery in real life. I feel like that was a lot easier, and
yeah,
it's just not my genre. I can't aim past 5 meters.
No,
or even knowing 5 meters in VR, that's hard to tell too.
Oh my gosh, yes. But like I can do archery in like some of the survival crafting games that I play, like 7 Days to Die, for example. I can actually do pretty good with a bow. But that's just because I've put literally over 1,000 hours into that game, and so I know how to be able to, I know how to be able to gauge things. Okay, so it looks like Trogdoran is back in, so
perfect.
Hopefully, we will be jumping back into a match here soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, like I was saying, like that's with 7 Days, and like with Ark Survival Evolved, which is by far like my most played game on Steam, with over like 3,300 hours into it. Same deal. But archery in VR, it's it's hard to gauge.
Oh, 100%.
So.
Okay, it looks like they are in character select right now.
Yep.
And so that is excellent. The only... Okay, we seem to be running into another technical error here. Whoops, we will see if we can get that fixed right now. They are currently in character select. They have a minute until they're actually in the game. For some reason, the stream is frozen on just the lobby right now, but hopefully that will resolve itself in just a moment.
Okay, so so the stream may be frozen on the lobby. It does look like, though, just looking at Pesky and at Trog, that they have managed to get in the game just fine, and we are rolling back underway. So we can give a running radio commentary and hope that this gets caught up soon.
Yes, hopefully. They're just in setting up their initial potions right now and going straight into lane. There's been no contact yet, but we should be able to see some blood in a second.
Well, what passes for blood in this game anyway.
Yes, a belt that ticks down your health, which is cool. I like how they use like a more immersive UI, kind of like how Dead Space kind of innovated that. Like with the health tracker on your back. Yeah, that was really cool.
That was really cool. And if ever there's a franchise that I am sad to see go by the wayside, it was Dead Space.
Yeah. I cannot do horror, but that was the
Wait,
one
what is
game
going
I
on?
made an
It's not letting me
exception for
make
just
my
because it was
potion.
So fantastic.
Okay, so speaking of horror games, though, Resident Evil 7 in VR.
Alright, I'm working my way to the right. It didn't let me make my potion for some reason. It like
I
glitched.
have not completed that game, and I've had it since it went, since it came
Making
out.
my way through the right now.
I've not been able to complete it because it's like, well, I don't want to do it out of VR now that I tried it, but it is so scary inside VR. Like, I jumped out of my skin at one point.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, it just gets...
Two people on the right,
Oh, okay,
two people on the right.
PvP combat happening in Trogdoran stream right now. He is
I have to back up
away.
towards my tower.
It is me.
Where's Hexoth here?
Oh, it's you. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Okay,
Looks like he's doing alright
go
right now.
for you.
Usually you can see the
Line.
health UI on the very top, but maybe it's just because the camera's panned just a little bit lower, but we can't see
Gonna
where
die.
his health is at. Currently, he's got Hexoff down to 1/3 of his health.
Where are you? Left,
and
right?
hopefully he'll
Right
survive.
side,
The
there's
minions
two
are starting to
people on the
target him.
right side.
He's on his tail, he's chasing now.
And okay, so I'm looking over at... I've
Like,
been
my
watching
potion's
Pesky
not
over
popping
at
up. This
Trog.
is ridiculous.
Did he just respawn here?
I didn't see them go down.
Okay,
But-
because it looked like he was back at his base, so I might have just missed that.
He
But
might have
it-
recalled. Recalling is not super common in this game just
That-
because
that
dying
might
is
have been
quicker, but...
But yeah, so I'm watching this now, and it looks like he's made it back and is engaged with Pesky again. So they're going caster versus caster, which is kind of cool to see. It's to see kind of a square off of the same class and see how you get around that.
Yeah. And we kind of see there are two builds you can go with most characters, because when you're at the shop, there are two choices of weapons you can get, and that changes whether you deal physical damage or magic damage. And it looks like both of them have opted for magic damage with their pink purple crystals. There's like, I think it's the electric looking one that Pesky had last game. That was his.
Yeah. Did you just... Okay, Trog's stream just went down for me. Are you still getting it?
Yeah. Looks black for me as well.
Right,
But-
Okay,
oh,
so
line
it's
clear.
Yeah.
so
Hopefully,
for now-
hopefully he didn't crash, because he
that-
just crashed. Ugh, that is rough. So I'm not sure if we're going to remake this game because, as again, it also happened pretty early on, but this is also the second crash that we've experienced.
We do need to continue kind of moving things along here. This is a tournament, so productions, let us know what you guys end up deciding.
Yeah,
and we'll roll with that. But until then, we'll just keep
watching Pesky, I suppose. Yeah, you can see he's frozen. Yeah. Oh, and he just disappeared. Yep, that is the classic DC. You gotta hate it when you're in a multiplayer game and you see your teammate suddenly just completely stand still, or they're walking but they're not actually moving, and then you get the dreaded player has disconnected.
Yep. It is really annoying.
Yeah, okay. It looks like everyone is going to leave the game, and so we'll just stay focused on Pesky until he actually leaves the game, and then we're going to go back to the caster desk.
And he just left the game, so...
Yes. It looks like we're going to make this our last restart, and so if the game crashes again, I think we're going to just call it for one side.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because we do need to keep rolling on, and continue this tournament. We can't just remake the same match over and over.
Yes,
sadly.
And just to reiterate, this game is in open access right now, and so you can actually go to the Cradle of Sins Discord and grab a key. It's all totally for free, and it's a lot of fun, for sure. But
well, it's free right now. Well, early
for
access.
now. Yes, so grab it now.
Yeah, well, and they'd planned to launch on Steam this month, I believe, but after we've done a lot of QA testing for them here with people from their Discord and whatnot the last several months, and things like this, we've brought it to their attention, and the devs are committed to putting out a quality, solid game. So to their credit, they have decided that it would be better to hold off on a full release, or at least an early release on Steam, until it's more polished and ready.
Yes, which is very admirable of them too. You don't want to end up like Cyberpunk right now.
Oh my gosh. And that was after 2 delays.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Now, to be fair, my wife and I were talking about this last night, and someone did raise a good point of if you were playing a game on a brand new game on a 7-year-old desktop and you were having these same issues, no one would blame the game. So to have the same issues on a PS4 when it's a 7-year-old system, it's a little more understandable. It's not ideal, obviously.
Oh,
but
definitely.
It's a little. It makes things a little less bad.
Okay, it looks like the lobby has been remade. We're just waiting for one more person to join, and they should be going into character select soon.
Yep. So Crazier Rex is who we're waiting on here. But yeah, no, but Cyberpunk has had its fair share of launch issues. So.
Yeah, to say the least. But it looks like the company has taken it in stride. They have offered refunds, and they're focused on getting it up and polished. So it's nice to see a company have a strong social presence like that.
Well, it is, and I think one thing that you've seen over the last couple of years, and I'm going to give EA credit on this, is that they've kind of set that standard of okay, we do need to listen to people. Because if you remember the just disaster of the rollout of Battlefront 2 and everything... Well, no, seriously, the most downvoted post on Reddit in the history of Reddit is about Battlefront 2 from the official EA account.
Damn.
And it was their explanation of okay, well, we're revamping the loot boxes because everyone was so upset about the whole system. Now, and to their credit, they went in, they changed the way the entire loot system worked, or the loot box system worked. They made it so that it wasn't pay to win anymore. And these days now, the only microtransactions that are in there are for cosmetic loot boxes, which, say what you will about the loot box aspect of it and the random chance. I think if you want to do microtransactions, that's really the only appropriate way to go about it, is for cosmetics. But that's just my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, and it looks like our players have gone through their character select and they're loading into the game right now. Let us pray for no more crashes. And yeah, Pesky is in the ground. I have caster cursed it. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. Well, he has risen.
Yeah, no,
he is the Diglett. He grabs his health potions and nothing ever happened. Was his head in the ground? Never. Never even tasted dirt in his life. He is going straight into the jungle right now.
Ridiculous. I don't know why I'm finding that funny.
I don't know either, man. Looks like his team is 3-manning the jungle camps right now. He's trying to get that gold lead early on. Everything in this game revolves around gold. There are no levels in this, and so if you can secure that for yourself, you've set yourself up for every stage of the game.
Yeah, and the thing is, they move on that fast. It's almost like more strategic to take out those jungle.
See anybody here yet?
And potentially sacrifice a tower if the other team doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, the thing is, even if you were to rush
I
a tower
see you,
with 3
but
people,
you
would
not
still,
run
at
and
most you would lose 1 or 2
only
crystals.
stay
You really
one
wouldn't be losing too much
place.
about it. And so,
Oh shit,
previously
my game
in
crashed.
scrims that I've been a part
No.
of, both
Yep.
teams just rush jungle all at once, and it's just this crazy level 1 3v3, and from
Beta.
there it can snowball really hard. It looks like the red team with the blue border has opted to go straight to lanes rather than go into the jungle. Oh, it looks like he's fighting Joya. Oh, we don't know who's gonna win this one. You just see these red flashing bars. Oh,
Here on me, I'm dead.
Yeah, well, Trogdon is getting back into the fight. He went down there and spent the time spent that downtime respawning, making some more potions and whatnot, getting back into things.
Yeah,
but looks like we are back into the action heavy.
We are.
And now, I know it's realistic, and this is what you'd expect to see, but it still just kind of throws me a bit to see these other characters running, like Kyra, for example.
Oh yeah.
And as they're running, mace, like the mace is just
Hello?
up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
What's
I
wrong?
know
You-
it's easy in
I
real
left.
life, but it's still
I
really
crash game.
head-tripping me to think this character's
Oh, do we
actually
quit?
mace up and down as they run.
I crash. I left.
100%. Yeah, it's interesting. So in this game, obviously, you move
Yeah,
with
look
the
at Discord.
joystick,
What did they say?
but you have to actually move your arms as if you're running
Okay,
to
okay.
run faster. And obviously, you definitely want to be in lane as often as possible and minimizing your downtime.
Yeah.
But it does make this weird thing where it's like you're holding this theoretically quite heavy weapon in your right hand and just going to town.
Yeah, but I mean, this is gaming, willful suspension of disbelief.
Exactly. Yeah. I think my favorite part of that is that I have infinite stamina, and I like to think that I would have that in real life. Elon Musk just gotta chip me and give me that stamina.
Come on.
Did you hear that he was
please.
saying when they get to Mars they'll make their own laws and whatnot?
Really? I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, but
Well,
I mean, sure, why not?
Well, and once he said that, the meme
Starting over or no?
Vendor, I'll make my own casino.
Answer
And
for my
blackjack.
question. For my
Except forget the
I
blackjack.
crash.
Yeah, just Teslas.
All right, so it looks like Trog. Oh, Trog's getting double teamed here. It is, and he's down.
Oof.
That did not end well.
It's rough.
Whereas Pesky is up against the tower and meleeing the tower.
He's just pushing. He looks like he's actually an item up on both of them. Both our streamers are playing Hexoff right now, but I think Doran has the first level staff. He's about to actually just upgrade it. Maybe? No, he's just mixing more potions. While Pesky already has his second weapon on him, which is important because every time you buy a weapon, whether if it's the left or the right one, as you can see on Pesky's view, you
I think I
unlock
killed
another
Hexoff.
ability to your character. And so every character starts with their first ability and their ultimate ability, and then they have 2 more that
Keep going,
they have
okay.
which is essentially paywalled until they get the gold for it. And so Pesky is substantially ahead in terms of character build.
Well, he's also ahead in terms of his own staff.
Everything.
build, too. I mean, he's been true, it's Pesky, but he's been. If you've been watching his streams, he has been throwing potions around like crazy.
I'll come over to you then. I guess
Ooh,
that's
and
the
it
only
looks
hope
like
we have.
Doran just went down.
If I
that
slow-
tower dive may or may not have paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. One strategy that I've seen with these players is to chug one of the health regen
he's too
potions,
strong.
and oftentimes that health regen is actually enough for you to maybe not completely tank the tower, especially depending where your item build is at.
Yeah,
but
my...
you can get close to knocking down half the tower just without minions. But it looks like there were minions attacking him, and that didn't give him enough juice to fully take down that tower.
Well, he did put himself in a good position to take it out now, though. I mean, it doesn't look like it's got all that much left. And
Yeah.
he's got enough of these,
Guys, you need to keep going.
bots here to really kind of give him the help. Really, all those bots need to be, though, to help to really take down a tower is just a meat shield.
Oh yeah, 100%. Those crystal tree things are definitely quite a tough one.
They are mean. I mean, I've played this game as Edward before, and it is tough to be able to get in there and do that.
Oh, 100%. You have to have like crazy items to start. Well, once you get full build, they start melting like butter, depending on how you build your potions. But early game, yes, they are quite tough.
Well, early game, especially for someone that's trying to still figure out the game, they're nigh on impossible. All right, it looks like Trock just went down again.
Ooh.
And so, but he's using the time to potion up, to stat buff. I mean, this has been a bit of a tighter game than the last one we saw.
Yeah. Oh, you can see Pesky going for that movement spill again. He's just that Sonic wizard right now.
Well,
oh my gosh, he
Wait,
just
you're on the right
destroys
side?
this thing so quickly. He's basically
well, they're just
tanking it.
gonna
Oh, they're at the
they're just
nexus
gonna end
again.
it and
He's gonna
win.
take it down.
That stinks.
and here I was just saying that this game's gone a little longer.
Oh my god, wow, they just won. They took down that Nexus tower in like 3 seconds. Like, there was no damage on that beforehand. That was insane. No kidding, movement speed is OP. Defense, your only defense is speed.
Yeah, well, and maybe that's something that in future patches for this game, developers need to look at in terms of balancing.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think this goes to more than just Pesky's skill level. It does almost seem, to a degree, like that might be a bit of an overpowered build.
Oh, 100%. And, that is not to fault the developers on this, because, for VR games, it's really tough to get testers. You have to have people who actually have VR headsets and then getting them the game. And for multiplayer games like this, you need a lot of people to test like this. Okay, we can see the final post-game right now.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Wait, did they only have 2?
Maybe one of them disconnected at the last moment, but I don't believe we suffered a disconnect this time.
I was going to say, I thought they went in with 3, so...
Yeah, it must have been towards the very end of the game. I mean, that game just closed out super quick. It looked okay until it didn't.
Yeah, that escalated very quickly.
Yeah, they did a whole lot better though, because it's only 6-1, and you can see Screwball actually almost has full build.
Yeah. Whereas last time, I don't think anyone. I think there might have been 1 potion.
Yeah, 1 potion per person.
Well, if even that many, I thought like 1 potion period.
Yeah.
So.
It was crazy, but yeah, no, Pesky's team absolutely dominating, just steamrolling this entire thing. Steamrolling if a steamroller could go at like 100 miles an hour.
Basically. Although I don't think that would actually be... you might be breaking the laws of physics to do that.
I think we'd be breaking a whole lot more than physics.
That's true.
But as I was saying with the testing, and so, for multiplayers like this where you need 3 people with VR setups to test against one another, you need to have a lot of players to just figure out a meta in general. And so Pesky has been such a valuable VR tester. Definitely hit him up if you want him to absolutely just turn over the rug and like tear up like everything and figure it out to a T. And so I can't imagine anyone would have known how powerful movement speed was, but he definitely figured it out in this very short time that he's had this game.
Well, you saw with the spreadsheet. I mean, that's a level of just micro gaming, or not micro gaming, but just really just getting into the nitty gritty, the nuts and bolts of how everything works to be able to make yourself the best you can be. I mean, it reminds me of back when I played WoW the first time before I got back into it recently. When I was in a big, hardcore endgame top 100 US rating guild, we'd constantly be going to like elitist jerks and grabbing the mathematics and the spreadsheets and stuff for there, because there were people who actually had created the formulas to be able to be like, this is what kind of DPS you can expect if you have this kind of build. Like for me as a feral druid, it's like, this is what you can expect if you're power shifting. This is what you can expect if you're not. And so it was just that's what it feels like. This is the elitist jerks kind of approach. Because that was the name of the guild. I'm not actually calling him an elitist jerk.
Yeah, that makes sense. You gotta love it when there's these super high level players and they just have these absolutely ridiculous names. There's this like feral squirrel just ripped your throat out, and it's just like very like Monty Python Holy Grail, just like the black rabbit that is like level 999.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like the winner of the next match is going to play against Pesky's team. So I believe that is going to be Doran and Valknight going against each other.
Yeah, we're waiting on one more person for the Coral team. So while we're doing that, I'm gonna switch up my OBS to be able to grab Val Knight, so that I can actually keep an eye on things here. Assuming that it will work.
Yes, hopefully that is the case. Technical challenges, never fun, and they just sneak up at you whenever is most inopportune.
Well, I mean, welcome to broadcasting. I mean, I'll tell you one thing about my days at iHeart. There was never like a remote broadcast where something didn't go wrong. Be it something really small or something where it's like noticeably obvious to everyone listening. Something always goes wrong.
Oh, 100%. Doing it live is just like an extra pressure. Whereas like, you can rehearse it as much as you want, but if something breaks while you're live, it's just broken.
And you can find ways to fix it on the fly. It's just never fun to try and do so. All right. So looking at Trog's screen here, it looks like we've got all 6 players lined up.
Excellent.
I'm still not seeing anything on Val Knight's screen or stream, but I'm hoping that will come up here soon. Oh, there we are. Okay.
Hopefully. Yeah, looks like they are all loading into character select right now.
Well,
yep. And here we are.
Excellent.
Okay.
let's go.
Perfect.
Let's do it. Let's get it over with.
It still says loser remove your headset though on his screen.
Huh, that is really odd. I don't know if that is more of a streaming problem or if that is more of a game problem. Who knows? So many layers of technology right now.
Okay, I will play Hexoth then.
Okay, and Shockdoran is actually on the orange side, so that is going to be changed real quickly. There we go. That should...
No one play for Helena.
Which weapon is best to get on Hexoth?
Hexoth and
the right weapons. The right weapons. Okay.
Well, Hexoth,
okay, and do you upgrade it to the best one,
clearing a room,
or do you just keep the dragon?
I mean that he does that AOE that he does
twice. Okay,
is just really, really effective.
Yeah, and as long as you can protect him, like he is totally good. And once he gets enough movement speed, he doesn't even need protection. Like melee, never heard of it.
No, he just basically flies.
Yeah, basically. I think
okay.
if they ever do
which potion am I supposed to get with Hexoth? The red one or the blue one?
Contact.
Or is it actually it's the magic one, isn't it?
I think it is.
It's either Capcom or Sega.
Oh, it's Sega. You're right.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, when's the last Sonic game they
physical
made?
damage? Okay.
Just give me the blue hedgehog. It's all I need.
I mean, technically, he's been in Smash Brothers, so
who hasn't been in Smash Brothers though?
This is true. I mean, they're bringing in the Minecraft chick at this point, so.
Okay, good to know. Am I going
Okay,
right or
looks like-
left?
I don't believe any of the teams opted for jungle.
Okay,
They just
got
went
it.
straight to the lanes.
That's very interesting because both of them have watched Pesky's team dominate.
Good luck,
because
hopefully no
they
crashes
spent
this
that
game.
time focused on going for the jungle.
Exactly. Like you can see just how much gold they have, even from the get-go.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
see
last
anybody
game,
yet.
Pesky was already up a whole item, and they were full built at the end of the game, where the enemy team was barely struggling with like 1 or 2 potions.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're about to crash into the first
I
tower.
in
of the
center.
minions.
I
You know,
see
speaking of
only mobs.
crashing, I'm seeing a bit of slowing down on truck screen. Okay, no, it looks like we're back.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, I was getting worried there. I'm like, I really don't want to have to deal with another restart.
Oh yeah, just holding your breath. I definitely relate to that.
Well, I mean, we've already had to deal with that twice and, you know, set things back.
Yeah, I'm still playing.
I just want to see.
I'm-
the game
I have a
play,
big
because
wave here on the left
enjoy
that I'm pushing
watching
through
this
now.
game. I've said it, you know,
It says our turret's under attack. I don't know why.
The developers have done a really,
Neither is
good
mine.
job with making a solid.
Oh
game.
shoot! They're behind
Maybe
us.
there are some things that need to be ironed out, but that's typical of early
Yeah.
access. You know, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Hey,
there's a
yeah,
reason
come
why
to the
you
left.
get
There's
early
2 on the
access.
left. They came
Go
behind me.
Okay,
in any
I
early
go
access game, you get into
to help.
knowing full well it is.
I'll be
not
there
all
in
of it,
maybe like
stuff that
30
breaks it,
seconds.
and that you need to be able to cope with that.
not see left. Ah,
However, the
I see,
gameplay
yes.
itself for this, once you're actually in the game,
All right, I'm coming now.
solid.
I'm running as fast as I can.
Oh, yeah.
That is the big thing for me, is that I can deal with launch issues, I can deal with graphics issues, I can deal with random sporadic crashes. If the gameplay itself is not enjoyable,
Coming.
though, if it's not solid, if it's not something I can
you there? Okay, I go
then
Nexus
it's
for
not worth my
update.
time.
Okay.
And they've done a
Yeah,
good
there's a
job
Hexoth
of
over here on the
making
left.
it worth my time.
Yeah.
So
That
now
is
that having
certainly
been said,
excellent.
they do need to make it easier to launch on the Quest 2 because that's the current.
There's
VR
2 on the
that
left.
has
2 on the left with me, guys. I could use some help.
Yes. For some reason, Quest has been particularly challenging, probably because it's not exactly a desktop. So for a game that is both on desktop and actually in VR, that is certainly a big issue.
Yeah.
But hopefully that is something that is launched, that is fixed before launch.
I'm there.
Okay, and it looks like we have Doran taking down the first tower. I think there's only 1 or 2 more crystals left. Oh, but he goes down before he can take down the crystal he was working on. Okay, I don't believe a tower has gone down on either side yet. But we
Sorry,
will
I
see.
did. I'm getting feedback from a viewer here about something. So
No, you're all right.
but no, it seems like things are going actually pretty well. I mean, granted,
Back.
granted without Pesky here, you know, it's a bit more evenly matched. I think.
It's
I mean,
stuck.
we went
Ugh.
into this basically knowing how it was going to go.
Fuck.
Oh, 100%.
I almost killed Edward. He's very low.
Much question as to
Go,
whose
him.
team was going to come out on top at the end of the day.
Got him.
Go,
Got him.
go.
Yeah, Pesky
Back,
is just
back.
like, if he's involved in any sort of tournament, like, more often than not,
Yeah,
he's
back off. I got
probably
this.
gonna win.
Back off.
He
I'm good.
has really established himself as a dominant
I'll
player
go.
in
I go
every
home.
VR game.
I'll hold it. I'll hold it. Don't worry.
No, and
I vault in
he's
5.
just very good at what he does here. He's really good with the VR scene.
Yeah, and incredibly passionate too. Obviously, you know, you definitely need that for someone
Okay.
to put in this many hours into literally every VR game out there. And
I've
so
still
it's
got
really
the
cool
left
to
I'm
see
holding.
This, like, kind of almost like a grassroots movement with VR esports, and for hopefully for the shape.
Edward. Okay, there's 2 on the left again. 2 on the left again.
I'm there.
Congratulations to Doran. Oh no, it's just 1 more crystal left.
Yeah.
It's very close.
Go
I
Nexus
don't think it's a
for
full
health.
Okay, got it. I'll be right back.
VR esports is still very much in its infancy, but if you look at the way games are trending and where things are headed these days, it's definitely where the future of the industry is going. And to have people like Pesky and others that we've worked with, you know, the Summit and whatnot, players that we've gotten to be familiar with, they're going to shape the future of this industry, I think.
Oh,
The red potions are the physical damage, right?
Yeah, and
and
hopefully
so-
we just see it keep continuing.
Okay, cool. All right, I have like 3 of them, so I should be really strong.
Sorry, were you saying something? I didn't want to cut you off.
No, it's all good.
Oh.
Okay.
So anyway,
Yeah.
we're looking at.
Oh.
Let's see. Just
I got 3. Is that a lot? 3 red potions, or should I not have 3?
Is he coming up on one of the towers there? He's in a cave. Okay, so that is.
Oh, okay.
Down, so
That's I combined 2 red.
Oh no, the tower's still up. It's shooting it. That crystal is still just. Okay, there it goes.
Oh shoot, behind us.
That last crystal is down. That tower is gone.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky because not only does the crystal lose color,
I got him.
Break all the crystals.
I got a death. Got a kill.
Like, yeah, kind of like that tiny little white nub that's left, and it's kind of hard to tell.
Nice, good work.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
By the way, are you looking
I just killed them on the left, or killed one of.
I have been looking at it here and there.
Yeah, because Productions is putting up a message for you.
Oh, weird. Okay, whoops.
As did I. I passed along what I was saying was getting from a viewer, so.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all
Hopefully
good.
it's
That's
better
fine,
now.
my planet.
Yeah. Maybe go back. Alright, I'll go back.
Okay, it looks like Val Knight is. I hope that's okay. So it's just a little lag. Please tell me this isn't a crash. Please tell me this isn't a crash.
Yeah, Val Knight has had a fair amount of lag, and hopefully it holds through. But
it looks like it's recovering.
Okay.
But his stream. Okay, I could be wrong. His stream might be about to go down, and we're too far in at this point, I think, to do a restart.
Yeah. This is like we definitely have rules about remaking or just calling it, and like lag rules and such like that. But you never. They're just backup things. You never want to actually use them.
No, it's one of those you want to have it, not need it, rather than need it, not have it type of deals. But yeah, at this point, it's too late to call a restart if we have to.
Yeah.
If he disconnects rather, and so they're just gonna have to adapt.
Yeah, but it looks like they're going all right so far. Hopefully, it's just more of stream lag on his end and not actual game lag.
That's what I'm hoping to. Okay, so it looks like. Oh no, I'm looking at Trox's screen again. I was looking on OBS and.
It looks like Trox also just took down what's her name, the dragon woman.
Well, technically, I think she's supposed to be a harpy. It is Helena Whitefeather.
Yes, that's the name.
Yeah, I mean she's listed as a hunter, but I think in game she's called harpy or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who's apparently her favorite? Oh wow! Okay, so Truck started lagging there, and I'm like, oh no, please, no.
Not like this.
So, but apparently her favorite member of BTS is Suga.
Oh, cool.
Or whatever. I don't know why that she has a favorite member of BTS, but she has a favorite member of BTS. So.
Hey, it's awesome. I mean, hey, League of Legends basically dropped like 5 K-pop songs this year, which I am definitely not complaining about.
Well, okay, so to be fair, that KDA group that they used for, to try and sell skins and whatnot, that the song that they released on Beat Saber is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that is the one song I'm trying to get on Expert Plus right now. I got it on Expert, but I still got to just make that one final leap.
I can do most songs on Expert. Expert Plus is still a challenge for me. And this was back when my PSVR was still working. I've not even tried Beat Saber on my Quest 2 yet, and I'm like hesitant to do so because I'm so used to the PSVR controls. So I need to find a way to get that fixed because I want to get back into that. But yeah, I mean that is a fun one to do.
Oh, definitely.
So all right, so Truck here looks like he's tied up with a bunch of predators. That's just what I'm going to call them from now
yes,
on,
the strawberry predators.
I cannot see them and not think Predator.
Oh, 100%. It's just like very few fictional characters have that similar sort of helmet design.
It's such a distinctive mask.
It is. And even like the equipment as well. Like even though it is like axe and like buckler and also these crossbows, like the aesthetic is still quite similar to like the traditional Predator.
Yeah. Well, and then the hair too. Okay, so I've got an error for Val Knight saying it's error while decoding the video.
Ooh.
So I'm hoping that it's just a streaming issue.
I think he might have disconnected. Looking at our Discord chat with the players right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. We
Yeah,
might have
he's
to
not live,
call
so.
it.
Well, we can see them continue it on. I think that would, at least give them a fair chance here.
Hmm.
I mean, productions, let us know what you want to do. We could call it here, but they're almost. Truck is almost onto the Nexus Tower, so I mean it's a pretty foregone conclusion at this point. We know who's ahead.
Yeah. Though hopefully that lead was not due to game issues, but hopefully we'll find out soon.
Well, I mean this is the risky run when doing an early access tournament.
Yeah, exactly. And so definitely it's definitely a risk, and while there has been issues, I think overall it has been worth it, because despite the issues that we've run into so far, it's still a pretty entertaining game and it's fun.
Oh, it's extremely fun. I mean, this is a game that I've recommended to many people. Granted, with the caveat of it is early access, so you have to be a little forgiving of
Exactly.
the fact that there are things that need to be ironed out. But no, like I've said several times, and it's been a real pleasure to work with the developers to put this together, to work on the game, to help them find things that need to be fixed, and to ensure its success. And I really want to see this game succeed.
Exactly. And oh man, Hexoth using that area effect frost. Hexoth has so much crowd control. If you can get him in melee, you've basically beat him, but it is so hard to get him there.
Well, and especially if you're playing against Pesky, who's, like you said,
oh my
Sonic.
Gosh.
So impossible to keep him in melee. But no, this is what I said at the beginning of the round, is that Hexoth is just fantastic when it comes to clearing a room.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, everything he does is designed to lock down a space.
Yeah, and the current character that Doran is playing right now, Kira, is definitely more like a support melee, but Kira just looks like she's carrying herself just fine. Absolutely, just going straight for the Nexus Tower, just ignoring Hexoth.
Yeah. All right, so Torque and his team win. And so that takes the round robin to Torque and his team and Pesky and his team.
I believe so. So it's just Pesky will likely be facing off against Torque Doran. And yeah, that is game.
Yep. So we will be coming back in just a minute
with our final game, which I believe that is going to be a best of 3 and not the current best of 1s. Yes, Valkanite has been eliminated. Had a good showing, but unfortunately it was not enough.
Yep. So okay, so we're going into a best of 3 then for the round for this next part. Can we confirm that? I just want to make sure I'm on the same page.
Yeah, that would be definitely good. We'll wait for confirmation from the production team.
Yeah, well, because it's not that we don't have things organized here. It's just with throwing in a third team this morning, it's thrown a few things out of few plans out of alignment, and so we're trying to just confirm things on the fly here.
Yeah,
but again, you look at the difference in final scores and in overall build between the two teams, and you can kind of see it again still in that the Coral team, they're fully potioned up. They've got significantly higher scores. Whereas on the Crimson team, it's all just you've got between the three of them, you've got a whopping 5.
Yeah, insane. Also, you can see Scroopbald has gone the full red potions, which I believe is just physical attack damage. So no speed, just pure power.
Yeah, so if he's running Hexoth and just going pure power, would that be like Palpatine with
Exactly, just give me the lightning fingers and the wrinkly face.
Oh, I should watch that again.
You ever see a pale raisin in a hood shoot lightning? Well, watch the 3rd Star Wars movie. It is a gem.
And now I've got this picture of the California raisins in just a robe.
Oh man. Yeah. But it looks there's not an established meta in this game. If anything, Pesky decides the meta. And it's hard to say how much of that is just him choosing the most optimal choice versus his just personal preference. But so far, it's looking like it is best to just deep dive into a single stat and not spacing them out at all.
Yeah. Well, and this current meta is based on the 4 characters available.
Yes.
We can say Pesky can decide it, but the fact of the matter is there's really not enough variety to come up with a real meta, in my opinion. It's still so open-ended in what people want to be able to do.
Oh yeah, there was
make any combination of players work because basically you've got one of 2 routes you can go in this game. You either have 2 melee and 1 ranged, or 2 ranged and 1 melee. That's it. There's no real variation from that, and so you can only really experiment in so many ways. There's not enough differentiation to have a meta.
Exactly, and that's the glory of MOBAs. Like, there are 2 lanes. Like, do you just rush 3 into 1, or do you split them? Do you have a jungler? How do you build your characters? How do you choose them? There's just endless possibilities.
Yeah, but I mean, like right now, there's only a handful of possibilities, just because it is such a small character selection. Now, granted, the devs do have plans to add on an additional 4 characters, which are going to be awesome and add a whole lot more to this game.
Yes, can't wait.
But right now, it's like you said, it's great that there isn't like just an established meta of, these characters are always going to see play unless you're a noob and trying to figure out new characters and whatnot, or trying to see things work. It is nice.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
Oh yeah, 100%. And so I think we are just waiting for everyone to load in right now. And so until then, you are just stuck with your lovely casters.
Yep. Are you getting a stream from Pesky? Because I am not.
I'm not either.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that I wasn't the only one.
Yes.
But yeah, like just kind of in terms of meta, like me, I play a very, very, very nerdy miniatures game.
Which one was it called again? It's not Warhammer, is it?
No, I thought you were the Warhammer.
I am the Warhammer person. I wasn't sure if you were also the Warhammer person.
No. Star Wars Armada.
Ah, yes. Okay. I do not know that one.
Okay, well, first off, if you enjoy Star Wars, you totally should get into it because it is amazing.
I do enjoy Star Wars.
Well, basically, what it is, do you know X?
Like the plane, or like is this referring to a different media?
The tabletop game.
No, I don't know it.
Okay, so basically, because that would be the easiest example to draw.
Fair enough. Also, it looks like we're just waiting for one more player to join in, and we can get our final match of the day going.
Yeah, I'm seeing on Trock's screen we have Cashew in there, or Pesky in there. I'm not seeing a stream from Pesky though.
That's awesome.
So, wait, hold on.
I think he's just started back up.
Yeah. Okay, we just got an ad, so yes, I'm assuming that we're about to get into it.
Perfect.
Anyway, what I was saying though is that Star Wars Armada is basically you have like the big ships, and you're flying them around, and you got objectives and whatnot. You're trying to beat the other player with. And the thing is, they just went through a huge revamp in that to completely alter the meta, because there were some cards that you'd equip to ships, because like that's the huge deal, is you upgrade them and whatnot, and you have like a certain point cap that you can't go over, and each upgrade takes X amount of points, ships cost this, then et cetera, et cetera. But there were some cards, some upgrades that just you always saw, and others that never got playtime because they weren't optimal.
Oh, 100%. And you see that in League of Legends all the time, where, yes, they release patches to balance the game because the game is ever evolving, but they also release those patches just to freshen up the game, whether if it's preseason updates or new champions and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really cool to see a dynamic game that's living and breathing after, like, what, over a decade now?
Yeah. My point being, though, it's nice to see kind of a meta get shaken up a bit. I mean, granted, I'm not thrilled about some of the changes that just happened with Armada, but still. Okay, so I'm looking at Pesky's screen.
That's right, we're gonna beat these guys.
Was that? Does he have 3 Hexoths?
No, there's no way they can do that, right?
Well, no, because I'm seeing. Look at his screen.
Oh shit. Uh-oh, what is this?
Me?
That
What?
looks like another Hexoth.
Yeah, wait. The character model is
And
not
the character model
loaded.
isn't even
What?
loaded in.
We all look like
It's like a bunch of crash dummies.
What is going on here?
This is
told
What?
me.
Is this?
Wow.
This has to be a bug. Okay.
This has to be some sort of a bug.
Pesky's definitely played the most out of everyone. I feel like I've played a decent amount and never seen that bug before. There are definitely several common bugs you see. This is one I have never seen before.
Well, yeah, because if you look at Joey, he's meleeing, and like not doing any range at all. So I'm assuming he's going to be an actual melee character.
What the heck? Oh no! You know what this is? You know
oh. Hold on, Pesky, did he crash? Because I just saw him get out of his headset.
Ooh, okay. Hopefully not. Yeah, we're gonna switch back
We
to
should check and see.
Doran right now. Oh,
Truck's stream is down too.
okay. Looks like we have run into more technical difficulties. Hopefully that is something we can get sorted out soon. Okay, it looks like, yes, the whole team has bugged out, as evidenced by the 4 wizards on the field. You can never, just golden rule, you can never have more than 2 wizards.
Well, I mean, evidently you can. They won't actually be wizards, but apparently, yes, you can have more than 2 wizards on the field at any given moment.
Yeah, who would have guessed? It's just full on Hogwarts in here right now. But it was very short-lived.
Yeah. Well, again, this is kind of the risk you run when you put on an early access tournament, is that you run into bugs and glitches like this. It comes with the territory.
Definitely. Hopefully we will be able to quickly get back into our final game. It looks like Pesky is starting to load back into character select, or at least the lobby. So I know that both of us have like somewhat limited experience with this game so far, just given that it's a relatively new game. But do you have a favorite character so far?
Honestly, I'm still learning all of them. It's still kind of mastering all of them, so I can't really give you an answer. Edward's been my favorite to play thus far, just because he's a bit more tanky, he's a bit more beefy. But I do enjoy the ranged of like Helena, for example.
Oh yeah, I think Edward is my favorite too. Just the fact that he can be both melee and ranged. His range isn't as great, but he has it.
Yeah, I mean, like Helena's fun. But Edward, it's enjoyable to just be able to get in there and know that you can survive.
Oh yeah. I feel like most gamers, especially when they play RPGs, there's always a certain archetype they always lean towards, and mine is melee, or at least like having magic, but also being a good melee fighter. And so Edward really satisfies that for me.
Yeah, you see, I'm the same way. Like my wife, like her favorite game of all time basically is Skyrim. She's beaten it.
Yes.
I don't even know how many times. And it's so fun. We have 2 entirely different approaches to the game. Where, and I basically said, we're like Zoe and Mal from Firefly, where, Zoe's whole thing is, first rule battle, little one, never let the enemy know where you are. And then immediately right after that, you've got Mal being like, I'm right here, come and get me! Like, it's the exact same way. She prides herself on being able to do an entire dungeon without being detected once. Me, I charge in there dual wielding and just hacking and slashing everything in my way. Like, I am not stealthy at all. I will just wreck face.
As they say, the best stealth is leaving no witnesses.
Well, my wife puts it best, like when she was talking about Dishonored. She's like, it's a game where you either leave no bodies for the guards to find, or you leave no guards to find the bodies.
Exactly, yeah. The best stealth approaches to anything. Okay, and it looks like we have all 6 players into the lobby right now. We're just waiting them to move on to character select right now.
All right, so cross your fingers, pray to Xenu, do whatever you want that this will work out.
Yes, for reals. Hopefully we can get this final game through.
So did we get it confirmed? Is this the final, or are we doing best out of 5?
Yes, I believe we are just doing best of ones.
Okay. So
Okay,
this
it
is the
looks like
final
we are loading
match
in.
then.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so
Okay, we're
we
getting
are
into character
loading in,
select.
or at least getting the character select, yeah. And look at that, they've already got. Oh wow, they all went fast.
Wow. Okay. Dang.
You know that was 10 seconds in character select, and they're already done.
No, they were ready.
Well, I mean, they were already underway when they had to restart.
This is true. This is very true.
So,
All right.
Okay, and it looks like Pesky is rising out of the ground into the next game.
hooray, Diglett!
Yeah, let's go. You ever see a wizard pop out of the ground at you? This ain't your average Mary Poppins.
Have you?
I wish. That'd be great. If Gandalf came out of the ground instead of like flying in on eagles, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, but then they wouldn't have the eagles to fix everything for them.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're just like a glorified taxi service.
Basically, although my wife is now staring at me because like Lord of the Rings is like her favorite thing of all time, and we've had this discussion about the Eagles numerous times, and I already know what she's going to say when I'm done.
Oh yeah, someone is going to have a conversation after we are done with this game. But we see Pesky taking down that jungle. He's just getting that gold lead right now. Oh man, and just wait 5 minutes. He's going to be basically full build. And the game is essentially going to be over by that point. But we'll see if Tok Doran can manage to surmount that lead with getting some lane dominance before that.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, Pesky getting that passive gold that early on has proven to be an extremely effective strategy. And why we haven't seen the other teams adapt to that, I'm not entirely sure. But there is something to be said about possibly going for a lane dominant position early on. I can see the appeal. I just think Pesky's got the right approach in that you want that passive income here because that's what's going to ultimately win the game.
100%. Especially because you get gold from killing minions, but only if you are the one that gets the killing blow. And so if a minion just dies in lane, that's just wasted gold. And it's pretty hard to last hit in this game, unlike other MOBAs.
Yeah.
Oh no, my game crashed.
So looks like Pesky is. I mean, he's doing well with his predators. Using them as a nice little meat shield here. Truck.
Building up a big wave to crash into the tower right now. And okay, he's taking the tower. He's not doing as much damage as he did, but he's still doing a lot. Looks like he's alternating between firing and melee. Maybe this is a secret strat. Maybe he's just doing this because who knows?
Well, I mean, it's possible that he could be getting in, just with a global cooldown kind of deal on the range so that you can't spam it. It's ranged melee, ranged melee, ranged melee, and he's just kind of doubling up on his DPS like that.
Yeah, these next level strats, and looks like he just died under the tower, but it's okay because it's faster than recalling.
Yep.
Especially the amount of time you spend buying as well. Like, those seconds really do not matter too much. And so, at least at the higher level of play, like, the death timer should be longer. But, the meta difference between high-level play like Pesky versus just casual play is definitely harder to suss out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is high-level competitive tournament play, which, again, we've seen with Pesky before. Well, I mean, remember our VR Fit Summit from this last summer. I mean, he was in. He submitted, I think, on literally every single game. So
yeah, it's crazy. And something you see in League of Legends as well is that there's a really tough balance between trying to balance the game for pro play and balancing it towards casual play, because you want to please both people. And in fact, at the end of the year, when the big international tournament happens, they definitely lean the other way towards professional balancing than casual balancing. And it's just like sometimes you just kind of have to pick one or the other.
But there's an inherent risk in that is that the professional side of it is such a small percentage of the player base. And if you want concurrent players continuing to come on, you have to appeal to the casual ones is the thing.
100%. And that's why Cradle of Sin's mobile game when?
Well, let's get them to Steam first before we start talking about mobile.
Yeah, just get the cardboard thing where you slot your phone in. Yeah, when are we gonna get Cradle of Sins in that?
No, but this is something that I've made the case about with World of Warcraft on several occasions. Is that for all the rumblings that the hardcore end game raiding guilds have about oh, there's not enough content or whatever. It's like, well, you guys make up literally about 1% of, if even that, of the player base. I mean, WoW's got like 14 million subscribers.
That's insane.
Yeah, the top end game guilds are maybe a couple 100,000 of that. I mean, we're not talking a huge percentage. The majority of people are casual. I mean, I used to be in the super end game guild scene, and now I'm just super casual because it's like I don't want to do that anymore. I want a life.
Oh yeah,
and so
100%.
This is what game developers have to cater to: is they need to make sure that the games can be appealing and enjoyable by the casual player. Not everyone's going to be pesky.
Exactly. And speaking of something more casual and silly mobile ports, this is not a silly mobile port, but we do have a second competition running in tandem for this for the Quest 2 that is on Gleam. We have just put it into our Twitch chat right now. And so, you may not be competing at this high level here, but there's a way to participate for everyone. And so if you just want to be part of a friendly competition, follow the link. Oh, and I think we just saw Doran go down again.
Yep. Now, to clarify that link, do they need to actually be able to participate in Cradle of Sins, or are they just signing up?
I believe they need to be able to get into the game, but it is obviously not to this competitive level.
No, obviously.
Okay, no, they do not need to be able to get into the game. Getting word from production right now.
Okay.
Ooh, and he takes down that last tiny little crystal. There seems to be 2 left. Not too many.
Oh. Is Truck? Is that his base or no? That must.
No way. No way.
There's no way he's coming up on Pesky's base like this.
You blink, the Nexus is like half health, and it's just like, what? There's no way.
Well, I thought he was going into Pesky's base, and that's why I was like, oh, did I miss something? But I don't know. Maybe he was on approach because he just got.
Maybe he was. Yeah, I know with the jungle you can technically bypass the tower, but there's not a lot of point to it unless you're like absolutely full build and the enemy champions are on completely the other side of the map.
Now, Troc just went down again.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean that's 2 deaths in fairly rapid order.
Yeah, I wonder how often Pesky dies, honestly.
Well, from what we've seen, not very.
Because it's very common just to die to tower because it's more efficient that way. And so I wonder how many times he's actually died, because a lot of them probably aren't even player kills.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's just trying to get out of the cage. Just going, let me in. Let me in. Oh, and it looks like Pesky's taking down even more crystals. Wow, he is just like that rapid fire 3-shot ice staff right now, just absolutely shredding.
Out of control.
And Kira tries to sneak up on him, but he just runs away and slows. You cannot touch this man.
Well, I have a feeling that he's going to need to enjoy this while he can, because developers, I'm pretty sure, are watching, and they're gonna see this and be like, oh, okay, we need to. This might be in need of a nerf.
Oh yes, developers hate this man. You just see his face on all those silly advertisements on websites.
Developers, doctors, porn stars, etc.
Everyone.
There's always some guy that just everyone seems to hate because of this one simple hack putting them out of business.
Exactly. He's just living up to his name, the pesky cashew.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it looks like Chalk Doran has got into another fight with Kira and Edward.
He's fallen in that fight.
Ooh, that is rough indeed.
Yep.
By this point, I know Pesky is almost full build, if not full build already. I can't imagine his teammates. I imagine his teammates are in a similar spot as well. This game, I think, has snowballed out of control.
Well, I mean, to be fair to Truck and his team, they've put up a pretty good fight.
Oh yeah, the first match was like 5 minutes. This is definitely a much stronger showing, and it looks like they've really learned from the past couple of games they've played.
Yeah.
Is it enough though? Likely not.
No, because I mean, I'm watching Pesky's screen right now, and he's not even meleeing at this point with crystals.
They're just going down.
He's just going ranged, and
he's tanking those minions too. He's not tanking tower yet, but
no, he just took out the entire tower. He
Oh
took
my
out
gosh.
literally every crystal.
Yep, that's that end game build. It's just tons and tons of damage and movement speed.
Yeah, he is making this work, and he's coming up on their Nexus.
Yeah, damn. Sign this wizard up for the Olympics. He is just running it.
Right side's down. I can push Nexus with you.
Oh, it is entering the base right now. He appears to be alone. Is he gonna solo it? He's
I mean,
waiting.
if anyone could, it's him.
Oh, 100%. I wonder if he's waiting for visual of the enemy champions. That way he can, or maybe he's looking to take him out. Oh, and he does. Ooh, that did a fifth of her health already. He doesn't seem to be taking any damage back. Ooh, and Truck Doran just went down.
Yep, I think we all know where this is headed, folks.
Oh yeah, this is the death spiral.
Oh, Pesky's down,
Oh.
but I don't think that's going to make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things.
No, he almost took down 2 crystal healths before he went down. That is insane. They're not even at his base right now. He's totally free to take these risks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited though for a more competitive scene in this game to emerge.
Oh, 100%.
Which is why I really want to see this game succeed and do well. And if you guys, and if anyone watching or listening to this hasn't given this a try, I would extremely urge you to go over to the Cradle of Sins Discord, redeem a key, get this downloaded, and give it a shot.
100%. The key is free. It is not super hard on your VR system, not like Medal of Honor that is like very heavy, and like there's not many excuses to not try this game at least once.
Although, to be fair to Medal of Honor, it is a lot of fun.
Oh, 100%. Like, it is definitely worth the heavy specs.
Yeah. All right, and it looks like Pesky and his team are the
Ooh,
winners.
just took down that final crystal. Insane. Yep. Pesky just comes zooming in.
And they clinch that, and that is money to take home.
Yep, that is game. And yeah, I guess we never mentioned it, but we have a $1,000 prize pool split among the winning team and the second place team. So almost everyone except for the last place team has won something.
Yeah, I mean, no one's going home empty-handed here.
Exactly. It's competitive, but it's also fun.
The top 2 teams aren't going home empty-handed.
Yeah, exactly. So. Just the third, which definitely feels bad being the only person who doesn't get something. But, you know, it's how competitions go.
Yeah, I mean, you get in. Well, oh, did Crimson lose someone?
Possibly. Yeah, there might have been an end game disconnect.
Huh.
Which seems to have happened with this match. Hopefully, it's not too much of a pattern. But yeah, much better showing this time. Both teams are fully built, and the score is 7-12. Much more even. I think if the enemy team had as much hours as Pesky had, which is, I don't even want to think about how many hours that is, they would have been a much more of an even showing, and maybe wouldn't have even gotten to get a win on him.
It's hard to compete to get a win on someone like Pesky who's just at that level.
100%.
Where, you know, he's competing internationally in, you know, the first tournament ever of this, but at the same time they put up a valiant fight, and it's commendable that they lasted that long.
100%. You will develop a nut allergy just going against this man. Like, yeah, I can't wait to see him compete in the next competitive thing, because you can bet he is going to be there.
Okay, so production is saying they lost someone early on.
Ooh. Oh, that's a shame, because they actually might have won. I mean, 7-12 with a 2v3. They could have won that, honestly.
Possibly, but I mean, it is what it is, and it's not like they can't it's not like they can't go back into it, on their own at some point.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And hopefully this isn't the last tournament we do, and maybe the next time, if we're here to run it, that it will be out of open access and it will be completely released.
Yeah, no, I'd be excited to run another thing like this because this was a lot of fun. This game is just awesome, and I would love to see more variety in the characters, more of a different strategic build-up, rather than just the same kind of characters run over and over again, because that's all they have access to.
100%. Yeah, like they are planning on doubling the character roster, and I am excited to see what kind of possibilities come with that.
As am I. Well, should we be wrapping this up then?
Yep, I think we can just wind down and just finish it off. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the stream. Thank you for participating in this. We really appreciate you being here. And if you have any final notes to close with.
Well, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for supporting us here at the Virtual Athletics League. You have no idea just how much we appreciate all of you guys coming by, supporting us, supporting VR, and just being there to help us make things like this a success. Just know that all of you are appreciated, and we look forward to many more things like this that we get to do with you guys. Until next time, I am McColm, aka Vanlin.
And I'm McPuffins.
Yep. He is McPuffins, 100%. And and we will catch you in the next one.
Sweet. We will see you all.